Today is a massive day in the story of this save so far. Not just because we've got our FA Cup second round replay away against Lincoln, but arguably more important, because I'm finally on the property ladder. I've been able to spend my £160,000 on a studio flat in St Albans. It's a first floor flat. I guess it's this little bit here. I've looked at all that floor. It's shiny floor. That's not a garage floor. That's like genuine wood effect floor. And like plugs and stuff on the wall. Half a set of curtains on each window. It's a glorious place to... I mean, it literally is half a set of curtains. I don't know what that's all about. Is that how... Have I been hanging my curtains wrong all this time? Do you not put one on each side? Look at all that. There's three worktop areas. That's an actual dishwasher. I mean, letting you behind the curtain a little bit. I don't even have a dishwasher in real life. This is... I'm a little bit jealous of Non-League to Legend, Kev. A bin and walls and stuff and a sink and toilet and... two sinks. What does one man need with two sinks? Oh, I think this luxury might have gone to my head. We're probably going to get stuffed by Lincoln now. Hello and welcome to part 17 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that FA Cup second round replay tie against Lincoln. A game at home against Huddersfield in the third round waits. Huddersfield, mid-table Premier League side Huddersfield. That could be a massive game for the club coffers. We should get a significant chunk of money out of today's game. Win, lose or draw. We can't draw. It's a replay. Win, lose or penalties, win or lose thing. But Huddersfield away, which is, it's one of the better draws we could have hoped for as a team down in the Super Non-League. We're also going to play against Slough in the league today. I know we've not played any league games really over the last couple of episodes where we've been focusing on this cup run, but this is the league situation at the moment. 19 games gone. We are only 4 points off the top of the table. Slough are one of those teams above us, so it's a massive league game as well. So we need to make sure we don't focus all of our efforts on the Lincoln game, but obviously we want to get past Lincoln. Really, we just want to cash the cheques. It doesn't really matter, but how much fun would it be if we knocked Lincoln out of the FA Cup? And this is the team that we're going to put out there to try and do exactly that. We've got Davies in goal, a back four of Sanders, Bender, Mills and Bloor. With that sounds like a legal firm. Sanders, Bender, Mills and Bloor. You can hear that on a radio advert. Patterson, Bale, Sambu and Sadie in midfield, with Denanga and Akpabire as our strike partnership. Sam Merson just looks on longingly, remembering just a few episodes ago when he was going to be the star man of my season and it all just kind of went a little bit wrong for him. So let's just, go out and pull off an upset. We don't stand a chance in this game, surely. Lincoln are a mid-table team in League One. We're a team that are currently sat outside of the playoffs in the National League South. Yes, we're not quite as poor as that makes us sound, but Lincoln are still a number of divisions above us and should be able to comfortably put us in our place today. But here's Denanga way back in his own half, but finds Sadie. We've got the chance for a counter-attack here. It's Akpabire trying to chase, but really we started too deep and hit the ball too far ahead of the one striker that we still had up in their half. And I think we're going to be doing a lot of defending and trying to hit them on the break today. There's Patterson doing exactly that. Denanga's in. Can he use his pace? He chose not to. Rather than just running and squaring would have been perfect. He just kind of had a first-time shot. And I know it did work for him in the first match against Lincoln where he scored a really unlikely goal from the edge of the area, but he shouldn't try and make a habit of it. That's a beautiful pass for Bale to chase onto. But Bale, a fully fit Bale might have got there, but Bale is carrying a little bit of a knock at the moment. He hurt his ankle in only his second game for us and has been playing with a bit of a knock since then. But Patterson here on the left wing, back to Sanders. Sanders over the top. It finds Bale. Bale! Oh, I don't think he was expecting it. What an opportunity for Bale. And it goes... it doesn't go wide. It's saved. We get a corner and it's with Sadie. Sadie, again, can't beat the first man. Oh, how I miss David Noble. Patterson tries to cross from a really weird place and misses all of our players. I think our team in general is better now than it was 6 months ago. But the one thing I really miss is that beautiful corner delivery and free kick delivery from David Noble, because we just haven't got another man who can do it. Sadie tries, bless him, but he's just not got it in him. Bale now, ball over the top towards Denanga, but Denanga's not really... I mean, he didn't chase it, and he also didn't try and challenge their centre-back. It was pretty poor, actually, from Denanga. But Sambu doing well in midfield again, and it's a ball over the top for Denanga to chase. Akpabiri's with him, but Denanga has done it again. He's scored against Lincoln in the home match, and he's put us ahead at Lincoln. And what a finish from Marcus Denanga. Look at this from the other angle. Sambu did brilliantly in midfield. Great pass over the top from Sanders. That's why we've got him in the team ahead of Wyatt, because he's got a little bit more attack-minded focus in him. But what a finish from Denanga. He looks rubbish for most of every game, and then he goes and does something completely spectacular like that. And all of a sudden, we're heading towards half-time, ahead against League One opposition. It's Sadie on the right wing. Akpabiri's in space. Plays it into Denanga. Denanga's done it again. Lincoln City 0. St Albans City 2. 40 minutes on the clock in the FA Cup second round. If we can continue this nonsense, we will play against a Premier League team in the next episode of this series. That's nuts. What a goal from Denanga. He's scored 2 absolute beauties in this match. And now I'm terrified, because I don't know if we've got it in us to defend for 90 minutes, for 45 minutes even, against a team 3 divisions above us. But my word, have we showed that we can hit them on the break if they do come at us too hard. And we've punished them twice there with 2 incredible finishes from Denanga. I've got to passion their faces off. I am pleased. This is ridiculous. We're 2-0 up. Just don't mess it up, lads. I don't even know what to say. Even if we lose from here, I won't have anyone say bottle job, because we're playing against Lincoln. We're St Albans. Even if we lose from this position, how much fun has it been getting into this position in the first place? Sadie does brilliantly there. What a tackle. Big ball forward again, and it's with Bale. Denanga's got room to run into again. Finds Patterson. We've got men in the middle. Patterson can cross. He does. It's too far for Akpabiri, but Sadie picks it up. Cross comes back in again towards Denanga. It falls to Bale. Bale back out to Sadie. Sadie to Akpabiri. 4 clear-cut chances to their 0 now. We have been the better team in this match. Sadie with a corner again. This time does beat the first man, but not the second. But it's Denanga again to Sanders. And now danger, because we had defenders forward. But they clearly didn't make anything of it. And I don't know, at what point do we go even more defensive? We're already playing a counter-attacking system, but do we bring on an extra defender at some point, or do we just keep doing what's clearly working? Denanga's in again. Surely he's not going to score a hat-trick. Oh my word. That was probably easier than the second one that he scored. But we've now had 5 clear-cut chances. Lincoln have had none. I tell you what, if we do find a way to lose from here, that would be a disgrace. Not on us, we've still played out of our skin, but the world is just not fair if we don't get that game against Huddersfield now. Sadie can't quite get the ball under control, and now we're under threat, but Mills just comes across to cover, and now Mills lumps it forward, not towards anyone in particular, but it keeps it in Lincoln's half, and that's exactly where we want it. Sambu coming across to cover again. He's played out of his skin in that midfield, and there's Sambu again. Ball over the top to Denanga again. He's through again. Denanga has a hat-trick. Lincoln City 0, St Albans 3 on 65 minutes. If any of you even pretend for a second that you thought this might be possible, you're liars. I knew this wasn't ever going to happen. This is ridiculous. What a performance from Denanga. He was absolutely worth going over our wage budget for. He's scored 4 goals against Lincoln across these 2 games. Surely there's going to be some League One or League Two teams coming to have a look at him in the January transfer window, because that's exactly what would happen in real life. You don't get a non-league player score 4 goals against League One opposition and not get noticed. Denanga's there again, but can't quite get on the end of it. Bale to Akpabiri. Akpabiri's also had a very good game. Sadie can't find a yellow shirt. But Lincoln are all over the place. They've just given the ball away, lumped it forward. They've got a bit of a counter-attack on here. We need to keep our heads, keep defending, and they've got one back, and this is where the danger comes from. We mustn't let our heads drop. we're still 3-1 up. We've had 6 clear-cut chances. They've still not had one. But we were caught a little bit too far forward there. And I don't know. This is where managerial naivety is coming in. I don't know what the best thing to do in this situation is. Best thing is pause the game and just have a little think. Take a breath, Kev. Take a breath. This is where we need Ben Hurd to come on and just settle them down at the back. Teddy Blaw's not having a great game, but we don't have Hurd available, so he's staying on. Right, we're going to take off Sadie and bring on Wilkin. That's a pretty easy substitution to make. I want to get Sam Merson on, but I can't. There's no way to get him on. Bale, how much longer can Bale run for? As well as he's played, I think we have to bring Bosma on for Bale and make that our 2 substitutions for now. And just give them a little bit of a, I don't know, tighten up. Let's just say tighten up at this point. I hope that doesn't upset them. And it's Dinanga again. Plays it. Akpabiri's in. Akpabiri to make it 4. Goes straight at the keeper. He can't quite do it. It's 7-0 on clear-cut chances. I don't care if we win or lose at this point. We've done incredibly well to create 7 clear-cut chances against League One opposition. What a performance. And I've frustrated them with my tighten up comment before. So I think now is the time we bring on another defender and just try and secure this. We've got McKenna on the bench. And I think we probably bring him on. We bring him on for Akpabire. And we go and do something we've never done before. This could be the biggest mistake of my life. But we're going to do this. We're going to have Dinanga up on his own, playing as a pressing forward. Do we push these 2 forward so he's not completely isolated? We'll push one of them forward. We'll do that. And we're going to drop it back to defensive. Oh, you risk taker, Kev. And then we're going to show some passion. We're doing really well. Just concentrate. Concentrate, lads. I've overwhelmed them. Oh, don't overwhelm them. Hopefully we've got enough to hold on. We're still 3-1 up. There's surely not enough time now for Lincoln to score twice. I didn't want to overwhelm you, lads, my word. But there's only 30 seconds of the game left. If we don't win from here, that's disgusting. And I want you all to write a strongly worded letter to Sports Interactive if we don't make it into the 3rd round from this point of the game. Dinanga just running. He's shattered. Just runs into their player and falls over. I don't care, though. There's 10 seconds left and we're still 2 goals ahead. Even if they score here, we should still be okay. And we head it clear. And that must be that. Come on, referee. Don't even let this kick be taken. Come on. McKenna, just stand there. We're going to be playing against Huddersfield, Premier League Huddersfield, in the next round of the FA Cup. That was absolutely sensational. I don't know how we keep Dinanga from this point. He was absolutely superb. We get 27 grand just for winning the match, plus all the share of the gate receipts as well. We're now over £600,000 in our bank balance. But the really, really important thing is that game against Huddersfield. We are at home against Huddersfield, and that will be our next episode. But now I need to calm down, just compose everybody, because we've got to focus on these league games. It's no good going to the 3rd round of the FA Cup and then not getting promoted this year. So we need a good couple of performances. We're going to play Slough now, and we're all going to pretend Huddersfield isn't happening. Oh, we all calm down a little bit. I feel much more relaxed now. I'm probably a much lighter shade of red now than stressed, Kev. I don't know why I was so stressed, but I'm chilled now. I'm fine. It's all good. We're going to play against Slough. I've made one change. Suckling comes in for Bender at the back, purely because Suckling's asking for more regular first-team football. And I don't want to upset him because, looking at him, theoretically, he's one of our 2 best defenders, him and Mills. And neither of them play particularly regularly, but we're going to play them together today. And we might get even better. Who knows? Other than that, the rest of the team remains unchanged. How do you drop anybody after that ridiculous performance that we just had against Lincoln? We were spectacular. So off the back of that, I expect to come and beat Slough now. I know Slough are above us in the league, so we might be feeling a little bit too big for our boots. But, we just played very well in 2 separate matches. We played very well against League One mid-table team. We should surely be able to beat Slough. We've got to go and win this league now. if we can keep this team together. The one danger we might have, I guess, is if we don't keep hold of all the players. But unlike how it would be in real life, even though Denanga's contract is up at the end of the season, he's in again there. Even though his contract's up at the end of the season, there's no one wants him yet, which is weird because in real life, I mean, as a Posh fan, I know for a fact in real life, if he does what he just did in real life, Posh off £250,000 for him the next day, because that's what we do to these non-league strikers. But clearly not to be in game. I don't know if I'd take it either. The amount of money we've got in the bank now, I don't know if we need £250,000 because we've got like £750,000 in the bank, and there's going to be more on the way from the Huddersfield game. And we're a profit-making club. We're going to be absolutely fine. Remember, this isn't a road to glory. I'm going to be at St Albans maybe for another year or two, I would suggest. If we get promoted this year, I might get offered a job in League Two. I might not be around for more than another 6 months. I'd probably rather have Denanga at the club, scoring goals at the rate he is, than an extra £250,000. Akpabire forces a save out of the Slough keeper. That's how... To me, that's our first big chance of the game, but it's actually gone down as our second clear-cut chance so far. I can't remember the first one. Oh, was it the Denanga one early on, maybe? Bale now, across to Sambu. They're already starting to form a very impressive central midfield partnership. David Noble is fit, I think. I'm not even considered bringing him back into the team yet, which, I mean... I couldn't have conceived of that at the start of this season, but when we're on the run of form that we're currently in, with this bunch of players, we can't really bring him back last season's stars, surely, especially when we already know he's retiring at the end of the year. And as much as I might be off at the end of this season, I might be here for another 2 or 3 years. We're much better off building a team around Bale rather than Noble. Akpabire intercepts in midfield there, and it's with Bale, plays it forward to Denanga. Denanga back to Akpabire. What a partnership they're forming, and Bale plays it forward to Denanga again, and it's just over from Denanga. And it looks like it's going to be 0-0 as we go towards half-time, although Akpabire with a free kick that goes just over. And the transformation of him from that iffy striker we had for the first couple of games of the season, and I thought I'd made a big mistake. He looks like a star as well. Sadie now, big ball over the top for Denanga, brings it down brilliantly and should have scored. Tell you what, that lad misses some chances, doesn't he? They've got Show Silver in their defence, I've just noticed, who is a defender that we never really gave a chance to last season. He was on our books for all of last season, but I don't remember ever playing him. Let's assertively say, yeah, we need to sort ourselves out. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, a draw in this game is a good result. Slough are above us in the league, and as long as we don't lose to them, we're still in the playoff mix. That was our pre-season goal. I suggest we might be adjusting our pre-season goals as the season goes on, based on how well we're playing in some games. But I don't know. I think maybe because we're so built around counter-attacking, we are going to start to look better against the better teams, and against teams like Slough who are coming here and not really attacking us. It's turning into another nothing game. Akpabire is going to come off. We're going to bring on Sam Merson, drop Denanga back, and we're also going to bring on Bosma for Sambu, and Bale can be the ball-winning midfielder again. I don't know. Do we try and get a bit more attacking? Let's go to balanced. It's not standard anymore, Kev. It's balanced, and just let's see if we've got a little bit of creativity in this in these last 20 minutes. Can we try and win this match? I don't want to pressure them too much into feeling like they have to go and win the match, because a draw is absolutely fine in the circumstances. But it would be nice to pick up a win. We'll bring Wilkin on for Sadie for the last 10 minutes as well. Should we push on to positive for the last 10 minutes? And I want a bit of passion out of them. Go on, let's have some passion for the last 5 minutes. Patterson can't get his head on there properly. Bosma does flick it onto Denanga, though, who plays it over the top to Merson. Merson is in. Sam Merson should have scored. 4 clear-cut chances now to Slough's none. It's like the Lincoln game all over again, except we're not scoring in this one. We do still have a little bit of an issue of just not being clinical enough. We create so much, but I don't know, do we have that lethal finisher, or do we just have someone who has good games every now and again in the shape of Denanga? But he's been terrible today. I mean, properly terrible. A 6.2 is awful, and we come out with a 0-0. We really can't be having one of those runs of games where we look rubbish. There you go. We should have won that match. They're fired up. and huddersfield we get our act together again in time for the next little run of games. We need to still be pushing for the title when you're back with me tomorrow for the Huddersfield game. We'll do Huddersfield and Salisbury tomorrow, and we will finally end the FA Cup run there. We're obviously not going to beat Huddersfield, but then the rest of the season, the focus needs to be on getting into the National League, because I think we're ready. It's time to push on to the next level. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.